After the initial instructions given by Lord Kapila about devotional service to his mother Devahuti, the mother, she inquires more, some more specific questions she is asking now. Further, Kapila Muni elaborates on all of these questions. So here is one such question. In this verse we see, Yo yogo bhagavad bano nirvanatmam stvayoditaha kidrishah kati changani yatastatvavabodhanam. The Vedic literatures are compared to a desire tree, wish fulfilling tree, Nigama Kalpataru. Everything is there. Whatever a living entity desires, everything, for everything there is solution. Whatever you want, you can get from there. Just like a person wants some money, so there is some procedure how, through the practice of dharma, by following certain rituals, worshipping certain devatas. If you want money, yes, you can get money. You want a good wife, you can get. You want name and fame and popularity, yes, you can get. You want good health, yes, you can get. Likewise, the Vedic literatures, it's Nigama Kalpataru, desire fulfilling tree. Whatever you ask, everything you will get. But in this verse, Mother Devahuti, she is telling, Yo yogo bhagavad bano. You have described that specific mystic yoga system which aims at attaining the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? Because even in aiming at the Supreme Lord towards the Absolute Truth, there are chances, because many people, many yogis have missed the target. They have deviated towards impersonal Brahman, they have deviated towards Paramatma realization and many other things. But this yoga system, what you have described, is aiming towards devotional service towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is what? Bhagavad Banu, the Bhakti Yoga arrow. Just like we narrate the story of Dronacharya, Arjuna during our classes, focus class for students, wherein the story goes like this. Dronacharya, he kept one wooden bird on the branch of a tree and he called his disciples to shoot at the eye of the bird. So one by one they come and Dronacharya was questioning them, what all you are able to see there? So different people, different answers they started giving. And finally when Arjuna comes, when the same question was asked, O Arjuna, what all you are able to see? So Arjuna says, I am able to see only the eye of the bird and nothing else. And he was ordered to shoot, and yes, Arjuna, he shot and exactly hit at the eye of the bird. So a practitioner of this yoga system should be like this, like Arjuna, focused towards definite objective, which is attaining the love of God and going back to Godhead, ceasing one's existence in this material world. If this focus is not there, if this target or goal we don't have, then what will happen? We may have to be satisfied with something very petty, not substantial, something we'll get. Srila Prabhupada tells this story also about a mother and a child which is crying. The child is crying. The mother, she is somewhere busy in the kitchen cooking something. So when she hears the child is crying, she comes there and she gives the child some toys to play. The child is busy playing with the toys. Again the mother goes back, continues her work in the kitchen. The child, after some time, again whatever playing with the toys for a few minutes, again he is bored, again he starts crying for the mother. Again the mother comes. This time she opens the cupboard and may give one lollipop, some chocolate. And again the child starts eating that and busy eating and sucking the chocolate or lollipop, and he is busy with that. The mother again goes back to the kitchen. The lollipop is over, it will throw the stick. Again the child starts crying. So again, once again the mother will come and some more object, something, she may play some TV, cartoon, pogo, channel, whatever. And again for some more time the child will be engaged there. And still the child persists, continues to cry for the mother. Only then the mother may give up all her other work, other household duties. Maybe she'll delegate it to some other servants. She'll come and attend to the child. For that, the child, it should continue persisting to cry for the mother. If at all he is satisfied with that Cartoon Network, lollipop, toys, whatever, the mother will leave and go. Likewise, a practitioner of Bhakti Yoga system should aim at attaining the Supreme Personality of Godhead, nothing less than that. If at all we become satisfied with something less than that, then we will not get the Supreme Lord. I'll read out one quotation. This is given in Nectar of Devotion. How one of the friend of Mother Yashoda addresses Krishna and she says, this is during the eclipse time when Krishna had arrived at Kurukshetra. So we have heard that story of how the Radharani gopis and they come, the chariot, pastime, all those things. During the same event, there is description of how Mother Yashoda felt. How Mother Yashoda was feeling separation for Krishna, what was her mindset. This was being explained by one of Yashoda's friend to Krishna. I'll read this. Friend of Mother Yashoda addressed Krishna as follows. My dear Mukunda, if Mother Yashoda, the queen of Gokula, is forced to stand on fire, but is allowed to see your lotus face, then this fire will appear to her like the Himalaya mountains full of ice. So she is explaining the mindset of Mother Yashoda. My dear Krishna, if at all Yashoda, she is made to stand on fire, but she is given a chance to see your face, she'll never feel the heat. She'll feel as if it is Himalayas, Himalayan mountain full of ice, though she is standing on fire, just because she is able to see you. On the other hand, in the same way, if she is allowed to stay in the ocean of nectar, but is not allowed to see the lotus face of your grace, then even this ocean of nectar will appear to her like an ocean of arsenic poison. See? On the other hand, Mother Yashoda, she is made to stay on the ocean of nectar. but she is searching for you and you are not seen, then that ocean of nectar also appears to be an ocean of arsenic poison. Not palatable, very miserable. She doesn't like it because she is unable to see you. See, this is the mentality of Mother Yashoda. Any comforts in her life, whatever it may be, it will never satisfy her if she doesn't get an opportunity to see Krishna. On the other hand, if she is able to see Krishna, whatever trouble let it come, she is made to stand on fire, still it doesn't affect her at all. So that friend of Yashoda, she says, let the anxiety of Mother Yashoda of Vraja, always expecting to see the lotus face of Krishna, be glorified all over the universe. See, this is the mentality of Mother Yashoda. If we compare the same thing to ourselves, so as sadhakas, practitioners, we are also aiming at Krishna, devotional service to Krishna, aiming to go back to Godhead. But if there is some little fire in the form of some fights, some harsh words, some friction, some difficulties in our life, maybe some bad comments against us, then many a times, many people, they go away from Krishna. If they confront such fire-like situations in their life. And on the other hand, if we find some nectar, material, name, fame, glorification, position, some facility, there are chances that we may become deviated from going towards Krishna, getting attached to those temporary facilities, temporary positions, temporary facilities given to us, sense gratification. We may become deviated from going towards Krishna. So this is our position. So we should follow in the footsteps of Mother Yashoda, likewise other gopis also. In the Bhagavatam 10th canto, there is one big chapter which describes the autumn season. Autumn, when Sharad Ritu comes, what all transformations takes place in nature. Because autumn comes, maybe after summer, rainy season will come. After rainy season, autumn season will come. There will be scorching heat in summer and torrents of rain, full of clouds, dense darkness, with all thunderstorms, everything. In the rainy season, lot of floods, everything. River becomes muddy and people will not be able to move from one place to other. They will be constricted to one place. But when autumn season arrives, the sky becomes clear, the sun rays are visible, everything becomes bright, fresh water remains in water reservoirs, lakes and ponds, fresh lotus flowers starts blooming in the lakes and ponds, cold wind blowing from the lakes, river reservoirs, they give a cooling effect to the body. Likewise, all this huge description is given about the season of autumn. But none of these things were able to satisfy the gopis of Vrindavana. Nice breeze, nice good climate, a nice nature, good water, lotus flowers, lilies, everything. But it did not pacify them because they were unable to see Krishna. But when they saw Krishna, the happiness which they experienced, it is of completely different degree. So this is in fact they even like say there is a pastime wherein when they were in search of Krishna, Krishna transformed himself into Lord Vishnu and appears before the gopis. So when the gopis come, they saw Lord Vishnu there with 4 hands, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, holding all these things. What do? They immediately offer their obeisances and they inquire from him, where is our Krishna? They are not interested in the form of Vishnu also. They want none other than Krishna alone. So that's why we see here in this purport Srila Prabhupada says, there are different kinds of mystic yoga systems aiming for different phases of the absolute truth. So there are different yoga systems aiming at different phases of the absolute truth. What is that? One is the Jnana Yoga system, which is aiming at the impersonal Brahman effulgence. The Jnanis or the Jnana Yoga system, where does it aim at? The impersonal Brahman effulgence. Likewise, there is another system of Hatha Yoga. The Hatha Yoga system aims at what? Hatha Yoga system? Jnana Yoga aims at impersonal Brahman realization. Hatha Yoga system aims at Paramatma realization. Yes. But none of these will give the real solace, the real the release from bondage from this material world. Because another term used in this verse is Nirvana Atmam Stvayoditaha. Mother Devatuhuti is addressing Kapila as Nirvanatman. Nirvana means ceasing the existence in this material world. The Jnanis who are aiming at impersonal Brahman realization, will they be successful in this regard of getting released completely from the material existence? The answer is no. Bhagavatam says this specifically. Aruhya krichrena param padam tataha patanti ado anadrita yushmadangrayaha. Though they may aim at whatever, through all their austerities, penances, everything, they have attained the highest abode. Not abode, in fact it is like say param padam. They have reached the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. But anadrita yushmadangrayaha, they have not taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. So what will happen? Patanti adaha. They will fall back to this material world, material existence. Likewise, the Hatha Yogis, they are aiming at the Paramatma feature of the Lord through all their meditation. But Prabhupada gives the example of Vishwamitra Muni, a very great yogi, Hatha Yogi, great austerities he has performed. Still, there was a fall down. So, the only way to completely cease our existence, the bondage to this material world, is by practicing Bhakti Yoga aimed directly at the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nothing lesser than that. If at all some other aim is there, then somewhere we may get lost. We may be satisfied with whatever that lollipop or some toys or whatever, but real thing we may miss out. So here Prabhupada says, for a devotee, Krishna has given assurance. 2 verses from the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada quotes here. First one is Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti, which is that verse. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti swarjuna. That person who understands janma, karma, the birth, the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is divya, it is transcendental. For such a person, after giving up this body, then he will not attain another material body, but he comes back to me. Likewise, in the 15th chapter again Krishna says, Yad gatva na nivartante na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. After going back from where a living entity never returns to this material world. So this is what we are supposed to aim at. If we are simply satisfied with some mystic powers, with some trance, whatever different things which whatever some spiritual organizations promises, then we will not be able to attain this highest benefit what we may get, which is completely ceasing our existence in this material world, completely getting released from the bondage to this material existence. We may miss out. So, as devotees, we have to undeviatingly, ananyas chintayanto mam, ananya, whatever, cheta satatam, completely, undeviatingly, we are supposed to focus towards devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, here, as it is said, Bhagavad Banu, this Bana, we have heard, no? Bow and arrow. First thing, in the material world, many people, they don't have arrow, bow at all. It's like modern day materialistic people. No aim in life. Simply some whatever trying to earn money, some sense gratification, simply go on enjoying whatever the senses dictate, go on providing for that. There is no fixed aim in life. No arrow at all, no bow and arrow at all. They are all manda. On the other hand, there may be next level of people who have, say, bow and arrow, but they are aiming at wrong things. All these whatever parama hatha yogis or jnanis, different things they'll aim at. Okay, leave even that. The example of that urdhva moolam adash shakha, the banyan tree, adash chordvam prasritas tasya shakha, its leaves, branches, everything is pointing out in all directions, upwards, downwards, left, right, center, everywhere the branches are there, and we have become entangled somewhere in between. So think, you have a bow and arrow. In all whatever directions you see, wherever you want, all 360 degrees, you can aim at something and something you will get. If you want to try something below, top, left, right, wherever you want, you may aim at something, you will get it. That's what earlier we discussed, how you want some money, you want name and fame, you want some good wife, you want some good health, everything you will get. But that will not help us come out of the bondage of that banyan tree. If at all we want to come out, asanga shastrena dridhena chitva, asanga shastra or detachment, that specific weapon we have to carry. So, if at all we aim at other things, then holding that bow and arrow will also not be useful. On the other hand, for a devotee, undeviatingly, he aims this Bhakti Yoga arrow towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because other people, they are getting deviated towards Jnana Yoga, Hatha Yoga, getting some, especially like material people, gross and subtle sense gratification, some puja, labha, pratishtha, all of these are deviating us from going towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Srila Prabhupada says in this purport, this arrow is sharp and it is swift. Two words here it is used. This Bhakti Yoga arrow should be sharp and it should be swift. Sharp means we understand, the arrow should be sharp, only then it can penetrate. Because a lot of obstacles will be there. There may be a curtain of some gross sense gratification, subtle sense gratification, so many, that impersonal Brahma Jyoti, everything is there. This arrow has to penetrate all these things and go towards the Supreme Lord. And also it should be swift, quick, force should be there. Only then it can penetrate, otherwise somewhere in between only it will stop and fall down. Then it will not reach its target. So, we can compare how the sharpening of the arrow to the sadhana process, what is given by Srila Prabhupada. Every day we have to chant our rounds, hear the message of Bhagavatam, perform regulated devotional service, deity services, many other services. All these things in a regulated manner we do day after day. What is happening? This arrow is getting sharpened. It can pierce and go. If the arrow is blunt, it cannot pierce. Likewise, it should be swift. Force should be there. That's why we have to maintain purity. Prabhupada says purity is the force. For an arrow to move and go and penetrate, therefore we have to pull, that force should be there. If that force is not there, it cannot penetrate. So we have to maintain purity through all the various Vaishnava acharas, whatever given to us, and through that following the regulative principles and such things, maintaining this purity. Then with that sharp arrow, we can aim at the Supreme Lord. At every step, all of our decisions, all of our activities should be aimed at the Supreme Lord. Whole life, if we lead in this manner, at the end of our life also, we can, our soul, spirit soul will be directed towards the Supreme Lord to attain the Supreme Lord's abode, back to Godhead. So I'll just tell this one small story and we'll conclude with this. The story of Sanatana Goswami and the touchstone. We have heard several times how there was one man who had worshipped Lord Shiva and asked for a benediction to get some the most valuable thing. So Lord Shiva directs him to go to Sanatana Goswami, and this person comes here to Sanatana Goswami and begs from him, I want the most valuable thing. So looking at that condition, his condition, Sanatana Goswami could easily understand he's a materialist. What does he want? He wants some material prosperity, some money. So what did he do? He says like, okay, near the garbage can, there is one touchstone, we can take it. So he goes there, takes a touchstone, whatever it touches, it turns into gold. He becomes very happy and starts proceeding back towards his home. But on the way, he realizes, if at all this was the most valuable thing, then why would Sanatana Goswami kept the stone near the garbage? Maybe he has something more valuable to offer to me. Because of my foolishness, my whatever haste, something was given to me and I was sent off. Maybe Sanatana Goswami is having something more valuable to offer to me. So again he comes back and he asks Sanatana Goswami, if at all this touchstone was valuable, most valuable, why you would have kept it near the garbage? Maybe something more valuable you are having, which you have hidden it from me. Then Sanatana Goswami says, yes, I have something more valuable. For that, what are you supposed to do? What should be done? Yes, go and throw this touchstone in the river and come. Go and throw this in the river Yamuna and come back. Oh, throwing the touchstone in the river. But still, yes, I want the most valuable thing. So, he was ready to reject that touchstone. At secondary, tertiary, all those things, we should be able to reject it. Then he throws it, and then he comes to Sanatana Goswami again. At that point of time, Sanatana Goswami initiates him through the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, tells him to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then he gives that most valuable thing. So likewise, we have also received the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra from pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada. A specific process is given, all facilities what is required to practice this, everything is made available, and there is clarity given to us where to aim at, where to focus on, and not to be deviated with something petty, something material, even up to the extent of Brahman Jyoti or Paramatma feature. No, we are not interested in all those things. Our aim should be only Krishna and service to Krishna. Then we can make our life successful and become eligible to go back to Godhead. We'll end with this. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur